coordinators are going back and forth. They're getting fired and rehired in different spots all the time. It's not like we have a AAA system where those people are batting 400 and everybody knows that it's time to move them up to the big leagues. If you can bat, 350 in AAA, then it's pretty self-explanatory. But to go out and get a position coach and make him an offensive coordinator and then find out that he wasn't better than what you had, that's all I'm saying is I'm looking at these trends, and a logical businessman would say that we're making progress. And so I don't know if I have a message for that 10% of the fans that with that vitriol. I just don't have an answer for them. I just don't. I'm sorry.
Benny?
Oz, are you comfortable if Grubbs leaves via free agency, or you guys decide that, the scenario doesn't work out? Can Ja Reed play guard? And then would you be comfortable playing a rookie at center? And do you need to get bigger there because the O-line struggled some the last couple games in the playoffs? And then the other question is would you like to get a deal done with Ray Rice prior to you have to put the franchise tag on because it gives you more cap room to do other things?
To your second question, yes.
Sounds like a GM.
Yeah, he does. You're making my answers real easy. Yes, we would like to have a deal done with Ray before we get to have to put the tag on it because
which is February 20th. Is that correct?
I think that's you probably know the dates better than I do right now.
You've been busy.
But yes, because that gives us flexibility to go and do some other things with some other players. So but as you know, as a GM, the agent knows that too.
Right.
So we have to balance that. But as far as Ja Reed playing, the thing that Steve pushed John and I over the last couple of years, don't be afraid to play young players. And we've had Ja now for a year, but now we got him for a full off season, OTAs and stuff like that. So, John and I are not afraid, and John, at the end of the day, is the guy that has to make that decision, not afraid to play young guys. And when other guys walk out the door. We've seen it with Bart, and we went to Jamil McClain. I got a track record of where, we wish we could have kept that player. And Vinny, you know this. Right. But then the next year, some young player who's got 3 years under this rookie contract is playing, and that helps balance your book. So that being said, we got some young players, and one of the interesting things about the personnel meeting yesterday was to look at where some of those young players were ranked a year ago, and now that they've had a chance to play where they're ranked in their, as far as defense and offense, because they got the opportunity to play, because other guys wasn't here. So John he understands that. He knows his number one job is to win, but he also understands that having young players come in that can play for 3 or 4 years for you before they get to that big contract is huge for the way we do our business.
Steve, was there an area that you most liked on the field that was consistently good, and also conversely an area that consistently rankled you as far as a part of play? Not specifics, but just general areas that you really liked, and some that you saw that was frustrating.
We took a big chance getting rid of some veterans last year. Clearly, in managing the salary cap, as Ozzie was just explaining, and Vinny knows, if you wait to put these young guys on the field, then they get out there and they prove themselves in year 4, and then they get huge contracts elsewhere. So to manage the cap, you have to get these guys out on the field during their first contract, because if not, you're just teeing them up for somebody else that has salary cap space. And we learned that the hard way sometimes with some guys that we kept veterans, we couldn't get them on the field, and then we get them on. I remember we signed a kid because we didn't think Bart Scott could play in his 3rd year because he hadn't played little special teams in year 1 and 2, and then we went out on the free agent market, got a kid because we didn't trust Bart. That guy didn't play any better. Bart became great in his 4th year, and then we had to pay Bart a big number, and we only got 1 year out of him. So part of managing a salary cap is making sure that you get these guys some reps so that they can get out there and play, and if they prove themselves, then you've got a deal with them you've got a financial deal with them in years 2, 3, and 4. So that was the thing that I was most proud of, that our numbers didn't go down on offense when we made so many wholesale changes with Todd and Derek and Willis McGahee and it was and Chris Jester, which you're back to the Grubbs thing. What are you going to lose and what are you going to gain? And so it's a delicate balancing act. So that's what I liked the most. As far as one thing that frustrated me the most, I really do believe it's the critics on Joe. I don't think that I've ever seen a guy as maligned as him. It goes back to the Atlanta game last year, in the middle of last year, when he brought us back down 13. He scored 14 points, and it would have been kind of Joe's coming out party in year 3. And then Ryan goes 70 seconds, 80 yards in 70 seconds on our defense to win the game. And so once again, Joe doesn't get his due. And that's happened a lot with him, where he's produced pretty well. So we're gonna